I don't know what Ben Roethlisberger's doing and the Steelers, that if Ben says it doesn't matter the money, is that enough for the Steelers to take Ben back? Or how much is this based off Ben's age, his health, and his performance last year down the stretch?
I think there are a lot of factors, not the least of which that I think Ben, if he's self-aware about this and he's smart about this, he recognizes there could be options for the Steelers out there where maybe we don't have to go forward with Ben Roethlisberger this year. Normally a quarterback holds all the cards. It's like, okay, well, if it's not me, then who's it going to be? This year, like with some of the quarterbacks that might get moved, like Matthew Stafford could get moved. And I believe Matthew Stafford could get moved before the Super Bowl.
Before the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, you see some of the options out there.
Okay, wait a minute. You got a team in mind here, Albert.
I don't have a single team in mind, but I just can tell you this, Dan. The trade market for Matthew Stafford over the last week, and this is in Mobile at the Senior Bowl, like I think talks have really escalated on Matthew Stafford. And I think it'd be smart of the Lions to do this now, right? Like, because before we know whether or not Deshaun Watson is going to be available, before we know whether or not Sam Darnold is going to be available, before we know whether or not the Rams are going to move off of Jared Goff, the Niners are going to move off of Jimmy Garoppolo, the Raiders are going to move off of Derek Carr. Before we have any certainty on any of that, the Lions can get in front of it and say, here's a quarterback that you can have right now, and you don't need to worry about where the rest of the market goes. And so, if you're talking about supply and demand, this could be an offseason where supply outweighs demand at quarterback. And so the Lions, I think, are trying to get out in front of that. They talked to different teams this week. And there are some teams, look, there are a few teams where we know they're going to be aggressive at quarterback this offseason, right? New England, Indianapolis, Carolina, Washington, all of those teams. I think though, I can't tell you which one he's going to go to, but I think the Lions are of a mind to try and get this done over the next week or so, if they can, the same way the Chiefs got Alex Smith done really early in the offseason when they were offloading him to make way for Patrick Mahomes, because they feel like if we do it now, we'll get ahead of the supply demand curve and we'll be able to maybe get a first round pick plus something else.